You've definitely heard of it, the 50-30-20 budget. It's one of the most famous rules in personal finance for sure. But, as we look at 2025 with prices for, well, everything, feeling a little out of control, you gotta ask the tough question. Does this rule even work anymore? Let's dig in and find out.
Let's just be real for a second. Budgeting can feel like a total drag. It's restrictive, it's complicated, and honestly, it's just frustrating. You try so hard to stick to a plan, but then life happens. It's a feeling we all know, and it's exactly why someone tried to create a simple framework to cut through all that noise.
And that framework? It's the 50-30-20 rule. It was made famous by Senator Elizabeth Warren, and it was designed to be this really elegant, super memorable way to handle your money after taxes. The whole idea is simple. Every dollar you bring home gets split into just 3 main buckets. That's it. At its core, this rule isn't really about telling you no. It's all about balance. The whole point is to create a financial life you can actually stick with by honoring 3 things at the same time. Your obligations right now, your needs, your own personal happiness, your wants, and, of course, your future self, which is where savings comes in. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by breaking down the formula itself. Then we'll put it to the test against what's happening in the economy today. After that, we'll talk about a new way to think about the rule, look at some other options, and wrap it all up with a clear plan for your own financial checkup. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The very first step, if you're going to use this rule, is figuring out how to sort your spending into those 3 main buckets. So the first 2 big categories are needs and wants. Needs are the absolute must-haves, the things you need to live and work. We're talking rent, basic groceries, car payments, insurance, the essentials. Wants are, well, they're everything else. They're the things that make life fun and worth living, but you could survive without them. Think dining out, hobbies, vacations, that extra streaming service.
And this is where the rule makes you have a little moment of, let's call it financial honesty. Is that daily coffee a need or a want? A basic car to get to work might be a need, sure, but a top-of-the-line luxury model? That's part need, part want. Answering these questions for yourself isn't about feeling guilty, it's just about getting real about what your priorities are.
And here it is. This is the central conflict of this whole explainer. For more and more people, that simple 50% for needs isn't just a challenge, it's becoming mathematically impossible. Let's break down exactly why. First up, we've got stubborn inflation. Even when the official rates cool down, prices aren't just snapping back to what they used to be. This projected 2.75% inflation basically means your money just buys less. It's this slow, quiet squeeze on every single dollar you make.
But the biggest pressure point, the real heavy hitter, is housing. Home prices are expected to jump another 4.4%, and mortgage rates are still high. And this isn't just about buying a house. Rents have also shot way past what people are earning, and it's absolutely crushing that needs category like never before.
And this is where you can really see it in black and white. So take Emily. She's a designer making $85K a year. For her, 50-30-20, it actually works great. But now look at Jamal. He's a teacher living in a city with a high cost of living. Just his needs, rent, food, the basics, eat up 75% of his paycheck. For him, this has nothing to do with discipline. It's just math. His reality is a 75-15-10 budget just to make ends meet. This quote just nails the feeling for so many people in Jamal's shoes. When the numbers don't even come close to lining up with the rule, it starts to feel less like a helpful tool and more like some impossible fantasy, which just makes you feel frustrated. And Jamal is not some rare exception. He's the norm. Get this, one analysis estimates that a staggering 83% of people right now cannot follow the 50-30-20 rule. This isn't a story about millions of people failing at budgeting. It's a story about massive economic pressure. Okay, so if the rule seems broken for almost everyone, should we just toss it in the trash? Well, not so fast. This is where we need to make a really important shift. We have to stop thinking of it as a strict rule you have to follow and start seeing it as something way, way more powerful.
Here it is. This is the big aha moment. The rule isn't failing you, it's given you a diagnosis. When you calculate your own ratio, whatever it is, it's telling you a story. A 75-15-10 split like Jamal's,
That's a huge red flag pointing to an income versus cost of living problem. Maybe a 40-50-10 split points to a spending issue. It's not a cage to trap you, it's a compass that shows you exactly where the problem is. So once you have your diagnosis, you can find the right treatment. The 50-30-20 rule is just one tool in a much bigger toolbox. Let's check out a few of the others.
For starters, you can just modify the percentages. Let's say your number one goal is to crush your high-interest credit card debt. A debt crusher budget might be perfect. You intentionally shrink your wants down to 20% so you can free up a massive 30% to just hammer away at your debt and savings.
And there are other systems too. Adjusting the percentages is perfect for people like Jamal who are stuck in high-cost areas. If you're the kind of person who hates tracking every penny, you could pay yourself first. You just automate your savings and then spend whatever's left over. And if you love the details, a zero-based budget where every single dollar gets a job might be your thing. The goal isn't to find the one perfect rule, it's to find the one that actually works for you.
Okay, so how do you pull all of this together? Let's end this with a super simple 3-step action plan you can use to give yourself a financial checkup like right now.
Here's how to do your own checkup. Step 1, diagnose. Just track your spending for 1 month and find your real ratio. No judgment, just find the numbers. Step 2, analyze. What's the story that ratio is telling you? Is housing the big problem, or is it something else? And finally, step 3, choose. Pick a system from that toolkit we talked about that goes right after your biggest financial headache. Look, at the end of the day, every budget, whether it's 50-30-20 or 75-15-10 or something totally different, tells a unique story. It's a story about your life, your goals, and the world you're living in right now. So the most important question you can ask yourself after all this is, what story is your budget telling you?